for a camping trip, Dan tries to blow up the Insta pot, and we go to Class Action Park. All this and more in this week's episode of the CC Mouse Podcast. Hey, anybody want a bat kitten?
Guess what? Oh, wait, wrong video.
Right? We have to
that's what we're doing. Okay. Ready?
Yes.
3, 2, 1.
We're the best clappers. We're the best synchronized clappers. There's synchronized swimming and there's synchronized clappers. And I think we're the best synchronized clappers in the world. All right, here we go. Welcome to this week's episode of the CC Mouse Podcast. We are good for your ears. I am Dan, and you can find me everywhere at RFS Dan.
And I'm Jess, and you can find me at Gone to the Snow Dogs and Snow Dogs Vlogs.
Whenever we say on your marks, get set, go, I think you probably have no idea what's going to come out of my mouth after you introduce yourself. And, well, today, me too. I'm like, what do I start with? There's so many things to start with. Do I start with the joke that we just podcasted on Tuesday? Then we did a live stream on Wednesday, and now it's Friday, and we're podcasting again because you got to get out of town here. What do I do? Mouse is having meltdowns this morning. He really hates the trash man. Really, he's never met the trash man. The trash man probably has pets for him, but the trash truck comes and pulls into our driveway, and he goes running. So it's 8:40 now. So about an hour ago, I was sitting here at my computer, and the door's open. It's nice and cool right now. It's the best part of the day. It is not hot yet. I know. It is not hot yet. And the trash man pulls into the park, and he's just like, I don't like this. And I see him running around the house, and it's funny. And then I see him go into the hall bathroom. Then he runs out of the hall bathroom. Then he tries to stick his head behind the curtain, but he's not big enough. Then he runs over into the back bedroom. So I followed him in there, and I didn't bring my camera. I'm just like, what's up, dude? And he keeps going behind the curtains. He's pacing back and forth. He put his head in the corner of the wall. And finally, I have a little cat tree in the bedroom, and I said, hey, come in here. And he went inside the little cat tree, and I petted him for a bit. And so I went and hopped on my bed, and I'm like, come here. And I got him to come out, and he came and laid next to me, and he was all purring and stuff. And he's just I've never seen him do that teenage cat thing of just I don't get this. And he was just going to scratch anything and run away. And so poor Mouse just does not agree with the trash man.
I wonder if that's how he ended up at your house.
He just kept running from the trash man, and it just kept chasing him?
No, what if he got trapped in a trash can?
Oh, maybe we should call him garbage.
The trash heap. Isn't that what they called it in Fraggle Rock? The trash heap?
The trash heap, yeah. Those guys were creepy. That guy was creepy. He's here now, and he's attacking... I don't know, he's attacking a chunk of cardboard or something like that. And so he's a little bit better, but he definitely has some issues with this trash man. And it's going to be one of those things, remember when Kira, and I don't know if she still is, was afraid of the oven fan?
She still is.
Oh, no. That's not hope for me.
She's not as afraid. She doesn't go run all the way down to the end of our bedroom and hide in the shower anymore. Now she'll take off into the living room and lay on the couch and stare. And then Jamie goes in there and sits and talks with her. But if I pull out food, she'll come in and she'll grab the food and then she'll take off again.
See, and I try to pull out his favorite, little string toy, his shoelace, and he did not care.
Yeah.
But then again, we still have no idea how old he is. He's between 8 months and a year, according to that guy, judging by the teeth. But then, he double talked of it could be a little bit more, could be a little bit less. So, he's still just a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it was cute and sad at this. It was cute at first, and this has been happening every week, but then I felt bad when he went and slithered his way into the crack in the door in the bathroom and just, I don't know where he was going. I don't know what he thought he was doing, but yeah, poor Mouse. He seems okay now. He's running around here now. Speaking of us podcasting 3 times in 1 week on Wednesday, if you guys missed it, over on youtube.com/ccmousepodcast, we had a very, very fun live stream on Wednesday.
Yeah, I don't think I've laughed that hard in forever. I had tears streaming down my face.
Yes. It was good. It was really good. It was really fun. And we had an announcement, and that announcement was, hold on, I gotta do my drum rolls. I'm headed out to Michigan, and just by the time you guys hear this, in less than a week,
oh my gosh.
for 16 days of camping fun. So you guys are going to want to be sure to stay tuned and check out all the vlogs and check out our social medias when we have reception.
Yeah. We'll be able to make posts. You know, there'll be times where we'll be. Every time we do a trip like this and we go camping, we'll get to a place where we have internet. I'm always like, wait, pull over for 5 minutes. I gotta do this, and I'm like trying to upload something real quick, and I'm like, okay, we can go.
Okay, so we'll have upload spots.
Yeah,
I keep thinking about those first 3 days where we just won't have any cell phone reception, and how nice and oddly disconnected it's probably gonna feel.
It's so great. It's so freeing when you can just set your phone down and you're just like, it doesn't work anyway.
Right.
And I think with doing what it is that we do, where like, you know, my entire job is online.
Right.
So there's like the freeness of it where you don't have to worry about it, but then there's like the extreme other end of it where I'm like, well, what if I get an important email? Well, what if somebody needs to get a hold of me? Well, what if a company's trying to reach me? Well, what if my video doesn't go up when it was supposed to? What if this post doesn't happen? What if people forget who we are?
Right. What if YouTube decides to put more ads in the middle and not tell us?
I know.
You know, I get that, because you are disconnected from literally everything, and I am a little excited about that part. I've been doing a good job lately at like maybe when it's like 7-8 o'clock, I just go and put my phone on the charger, and I try just to not touch it. I'll walk by it every now and then and check it, because that's our communication for you and I,
Right.
and we communicate all the time.
Right.
And then at some point I'm like, it's probably about bedtime for you, or like around 9 o'clock or so, and I just put it there, and I don't look at it, and I don't stare at it, and I don't watch TV with it in my hand anymore. I just feel like it feels good to kind of disconnect for a little bit.
And I think it's important. I think people don't realize how important it is to just put it down. Like, put it down. It's still going to be there. If you put it down for an hour and you don't look at it, it's still going to be there. You know, yes. Whatever happens, you're still going to find out what happened. You're still going to be able to get your messages. You just don't get them right this instant.
Right, you just don't get them right this instant. Mouse, what are you doing?
Eating everything.
Oh, he's just running around at 100 miles an hour. He's all manic from Trash Man time. Yeah, so that'll be interesting. So check out the CC Mouse live stream on youtube.com/CC Mouse podcast. And yeah, because I can't even like give you guys minute rundowns of what happened. It was just pretty funny.
Yeah, you definitely need to go watch it, because it was hilarious. Yeah. And yeah, you're coming camping with us.
I'm excited. I'm gonna come back out there again for a lot of days.
I'm excited. I think it's gonna be a trip. This is gonna be one of those trips where it's like you're out here and it's like it's one of those things where it's like, let me show you what this state is all about. Like, that's the whole thing that's in my mind, is like, let me show you all the things you've probably seen on the vlogs, but how much better they are in person.
Yes. Yeah. Right.
Like, that's pretty much what keeps going through my head. It's like, there's so many amazing things, and you're gonna see a little tiny itty bitty fraction of them. But there's certain things that, like, I hope happen. Like, I hope we see a bear. I hope you get to have it. We can be in the car.
You get poison ivy.
I do not wish that on my worst enemy.
Oh, nice. Yeah, and we'll still have a couple days to putt around your town, but usually we just go putt around your town when I'm there.
Yep.
But this time we're going away. We're going lots of hours away.
You're finally gonna see the Mackinac Bridge.
I'm excited for that.
You're going to see 3 of Michigan's Great Lakes in one day.
I thought you were going to say the 3 little bears. I'm like, no, you and your bears. Yeah, so everybody started sending me these crazy links and stories and stuff about the lake that doesn't give bodies back, and I'm like,
the lake that never gives up her dead. Yep, we're gonna have to make you listen to the Edmund Fitzgerald.
Who is that? Is that like a Dr. Demento?
No, the Edmund Fitzgerald was a big, giant freighter ship that sank in the 70s on Lake Superior. So the thing is with Lake Superior that's the lake that's all the way north. It's very cold and it's very deep. And they have storms on that lake that are comparable to tropical storms. And it sinks ships. And there's a lot of freighters that go through there. And in November, they call it the gales of November. There will be waves on that lake that are 20 feet tall. And they take out ships. Hasn't happened in a long time, but the Edmund Fitzgerald is one of the most famous ships that have sunk in the Great Lakes. And there's a big song about the Edmund Fitzgerald. We'll make you listen to it, and then we'll wait until it's dark and we're sitting around the campfire, and then we'll make you listen to the legend of the Dog Man.
Oh, interesting. Oh, this is going to be fun. This is going to be fun. So check that out. But before that, you're taking off, and this is why we were podcasting on a Friday.
Yeah.
You're taking off just in a few days, and I can hear the panic in your voice. That voice that you just heard right there means that's the math. That's the answer to the math equation of Jess versus time left before she leaves.
Yes. Yeah. It's I woke up this morning and I got up early and I was laying in bed going, I don't want to get up. I have to get up. I really don't want to get up. I have to get up. If I don't get up now and I stay in bed for another 30 minutes, that's 30 minutes less that I have to get up. I got to get up. So I just got up and started doing, and I got my video done for the dogs channel. I got my vlog done, which I have to upload right after we're done with this and finish that up. And then I have 2 vlogs to edit tonight that will go up Monday and Tuesday while we're gone. And yeah, something like that. I don't know. But yeah, my mom wanted to go up to the UP. My mom loves rock hunting. If you wonder where I get it from, that's probably where.
And everybody, I'll report back on this rock hunting thing. I'll get to the bottom of this because that's all you guys are excited about.
I know. It's like treasure hunting. You're looking for the pretty perfect piece of rock, and you don't know. You might find silver, you might find copper, you might find an Omar, you might find a Lake Superior agate, you might find a glowing rock, which is what we're going for, is the Ember Lights. That's what my mom wants to go look for. So the Ember Lights and the Lake Superior agates is what we're looking for.
Man, it just sounds like simple country living, though.
But that's the best kind of living.
I'll report back. Sorry, keep going.
So my mom wanted to go up to the UP, and she had this grand idea that, we should get a cabin and we should all go together. And, I've talked about this many, many times on the podcast. I'm a super insane helicopter dog mom. If it was just my mom and dad and their dog, I would be okay staying with in a cabin with them as long as I was able to bring the baby gates to block off doors and things like that. Because, I have a triple door system at my house. There, you have to open 3 doors before you get outside at my house at all times. And if somebody leaves the door open, I'm ripping your head off.
Right.
So anyway, she got a cabin. And we were going to stay in the cabin. And then I started to overthink it because, I do have my moments where I overthink things. And it's always when it comes to my dogs. So my aunt and her boyfriend are coming as well, which I trust them, but they don't have dogs. It's not the same type of thing. Even my mom and dad have always had dogs that were very, I don't know if loyal's the right word, they have the type of dogs that just aren't going anywhere. St. Bernards are when you let them out, they don't take off. Australian Shepherds are very attentive to their owners. They're like, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? And they're always looking at their owners like, hey, okay, what now? What now? A squirrel runs by and they're like, do you want me to chase it? You don't want me to chase it? Okay, I'm going to stay right here. What do you want me to do? Where my dogs are like, oh, you let us off leash? Squirrel, bam, they're gone. And that's it. They don't come back. And I say that having never given them the chance or the opportunity. So, I think Memphis would come back when I call her. I don't think Kira would at this point in her life, but I think Memphis, if I just sat down on the ground like I was going to give her a big giant hug, would come running right back to me because that's who she is. But I don't want to take that chance. So, long story short, I have this, I don't know how the cottage is set up. I don't know how the doors are set up. There's not a fenced-in yard, so I'm like, there is 4 bedrooms in there, so we could have a bedroom to ourselves, and then I could, baby gate off the bedroom and leave the dogs in the bedroom. But then I have Kira, who has been, a naughty teenage dog, and she's chewing on things. I'm like, well, I don't want her to chew on stuff in the cabin, so I finally was like, forget it. We're just going to take our camper. I know where everything is. The dogs are used to sleeping in the camper. I don't have to deal with them being in a new place, figuring things out, so we're going to take our camper and park outside the cabin.
Oh, okay. Right. Yes.
So everybody's been wondering about that too. Do you ever go camping with your mom and dad? Yeah, we're going camping with mom and dad for 3 nights.
That'd be fun.
Yeah. I'm really excited. Mom wants to go to Marquette because she's never been there. So we'll probably take a day where we just, Marquette from where we're staying is about an hour and a half. So we'll drive over there. She wants to see some of the waterfalls that we always go to. So we're going to take her to some of the easier ones that we walk to. Her and dad will take them there. And I think we're going to take them to Bay Furnace so she can hunt for slag, because that's another thing that people...
What's that?
Slag is a leftover...
It's
a leftover component of what happens when they melt iron. It's like glass, but it's like melted glass. And because of the chemical process when you melt down iron and these other things, the slag at Bay Furnace is purple.
Oh,
and
okay.
it's like not just like one shade of purple. It's like these really twisty, really cool shades of like really light purple to a really dark purple. So sometimes you find these pieces of slag and these pieces of rock that are just, I mean, they're not really rock, they're kind of glass, but you find this stuff that's just so, we have a few pieces of it. It's so pretty. So, there's a couple spots. You can't pick it right by Bay Furnace, but there's a couple spots not far from it where you can go and you're actually allowed to take rocks. So we'll probably go there and do that. Take her to Marquette. And it'll be a slower paced trip, but it'll finally be a trip, and it's the first one we've done all year, so I'm excited. I'm anxious. I'm always anxious before we leave for a trip because I always think I'm going to forget something, and I'm always like, what if I forget the dog's first aid kit? Well, I'm not, because it's in the camper, and I have a camping list of everything that has to be in the camper before we're allowed to leave.
Look, everybody, you could just tell by your voice right now of the manic state that you're in.
You have no idea.
Oh my gosh. Your mom loves rocks. When I was at her house, there were so many rocks there that were sorted into what they were. And then she's all like, did you bring me a rock? And I'm like, no, I didn't. So I have to bring her a rock from California this time.
Yeah. You better.
It might be a chunk of curb, but I'll bring her something.
You should see if there's anywhere, I don't know, there's probably not anywhere close to you. I was going to say, maybe if there's like some type of gift shop or something where they have like California minerals.
That sucks. No way. I'm going to bring a rock that I found from the ground. I don't want to go buy a rock.
I'd say that'll be even better. She'd really like that.
eBay a rock. No, I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna find me a rock before I get there. It might be in the parking lot of LAX.
Yeah, well, still be a rock.
See. And then you guys will be able to test out the camper.
Yes, that's the big thing. Like, we got to make sure that everything's working, because then we'll have, less than 3 days to fix it if anything's wrong.
Right, and then you gotta go come scoop me up.
Yeah, we're leaving Sunday. We come home Wednesday.
Straight to a live stream, probably, if not Thursday.
Straight to a live stream. Thursday, I have to get up early because I have an appointment Thursday morning, so I'll be gone most of Thursday. Somewhere in there, I've got to finish my video for Friday for the dogs as well, so I got to do that. Then all day Saturday, it will be making sure that I have everything ready, that I won't have time to get ready right before we leave. Sunday, pretty much the whole day shot because I got to drive to Traverse City to come get you.
It's shot? What? Whoa, that should be a holiday. Well, what do you mean it's shot? I'm
going shopping before I pick you up. So, so I got to drive all the way over there, do all that, and then you're here, and then the next day we got to do a bunch of stuff, and then get up and leave to go camping for 9 days. Oh my gosh, there's so much stuff to do. I'm never going to get all this done.
I know.
It's never going to happen. I am taking my computer with me up to the cabin, because at any downtime, I have a few videos that are pre-edited or pre-filmed, and if I can edit them, I'll get them edited while I'm up there.
Right.
So.
Right. You'll have to bring that with you so we can do the podcast while we're out there.
Oh, yeah, it's coming with me. There's no way. I can't leave this thing home alone for 9 days. As much as I say, oh, yeah, we'll turn off the phones and you're going to blah, 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 blah. There will be moments. There will be moments where we will be sitting at the campground and I will be like, I need to go 10 miles that way to town so I have internet for 5 minutes to
I'll go
fix
with
this.
you. I'll go with you. I'll warm my hands up on the Wi-Fi screen.
Oh, you're going to get to learn the other fun thing about camping.
Oh.
How much I panic if I have to leave the campground and the dogs are still there.
Sometimes it is taxing sometimes to be your friend. Sometimes when you get it's always about the dogs. Think about the dogs.
Think about how Jamie feels when every time I leave the house and I'm like, okay, remember, if you let them outside, just don't let Kira go in the back and eat the acorns. And he always looks at me like, do you think I don't know this? And I'm always like, I know you know this, but I feel like if I don't say it out loud, I'm just going to think about it the whole time.
It just makes you feel better.
And I think we've now gotten to this point where he totally understands that I just have to say it to get it out of my brain.
Right.
But sometimes when we're up there, Greg and I will go out northern light hunting. So we'll leave the camper and I'll put the dogs in the camper and Jamie will be in the camper and I'll be like, okay, don't forget to check the door if you have to leave the camper, because remember, the door sometimes pops open, and don't forget to put the baby gate. There's a baby gate in the camper. My camper has a double door system. I'm such a freak.
Don't forget we have dogs.
Don't forget we have dogs. Please don't let my dogs out.
Yes. it'll be a lot of fun. Well, we're gonna have a lot of fun. I'm super excited for it. And like I said, go watch that video on our CC Mouse podcast YouTube page because it was really good. It was really good. It was nice to look at the comments and just see lots of smiling, crying faces.
Oh
like,
yeah,
I love that. That makes me happy. Yes. So speaking of us, by the time this goes up, this video will have already come out that you made yesterday for the Macarons.
Macaroons.
Okay.
So there's Macarons and Macaroons.
Okay, that's what I didn't know because I watched the video before it came out because I do that. We watch it, we go through it, we make sure that all of a sudden you didn't leave something in there you shouldn't, or something was blurry or something like that. And you kept on saying Macarons, and I went and Googled it, and there is Macarons and Macaroons.
Yep, they're two different things.
I don't know, they both look the same.
Well, not if you look it up correctly.
I just looked at the name just to judge you, and then you were correct, and then I just kept watching your video. I didn't see what was the difference.
I looked it up like 4 times. I'm like, okay, am I saying this right?
Uh-huh.
And I'm sure somebody will still make fun of me for saying it wrong.
Oh, absolutely, because I was looking it up just so I could make fun of you. So absolutely.
Right. So if I have it correct, macarons, I said it so many times it sounds weird, is the like French cookie, and it's like a meringue style cookie with a buttercream filling, blah 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 blah. Macaroons are a coconut cookie that's made with it's like a ball, and usually has like chocolate on the bottom, and there's like coconut, and it's like almost like a sugar cookie consistency. So that's the difference between the two from what I found.
Okay, that makes sense.
I made macarons for dogs, so it looks like those bright colored cookies, like a sandwich cookie, but it's not really a sandwich cookie. Now, a real macarons is very airy and fluffy, and it's made of like egg whites that are whipped and meringue and almond flour and a lot of powdered sugar. So you get this really fluffy dough. That's really, really hard to recreate for me, not having a background in baking and just trying to figure things out. So I had to do a lot of research for this video of like looking things up and how can I modify this. And so the first thing I did was I looked up like sugar-free macarons, but they all wanted me to put xylitol in it, which is very dangerous for dogs. And then I looked up gluten-free because, I'm like, okay, well, let's see how a gluten-free one can I modify this? Because sometimes when I'm making a recreation of a treat, that's what I do. I go through and I'm like, let me find a sugar-free version, let me find a gluten-free version, which they don't necessarily have to be gluten-free, but I'm looking for more of like the structure of what they're doing. And then I take and I go, okay, I can take this from this, this from this, this from this, and this should work. So that's kind of what I did. I was like, okay. And for the first time ever in the 10 years I've been making videos and the 10 years I've been making dog treats, I pre-made a dog treat because I was sure this was not going to work. I was so convinced that I was going to make this and it was going to be an epic fail. And I told Jamie, I'm like, I'm just going to try it before I even film it and see if it's even going to work and if it's even going to be worth my time or if I have to scrap this one and create something else.
Enter panic mode.
Yeah, so I made them and it worked. It looked like what I envisioned it. It's not fluffy like I had hoped it would be, but it's also not crunchy. It's not like this crunchy dog treat. It's more of this soft cookie like I kind of wanted. So I made it, and then I didn't like how the coloring turned out, so I made another one, and then I really liked how that coloring turned out, so I made another one. And then I made the 4th round for the video.
It came out really good. They looked really good. And it was a good video. Like, I watched it all the way through, and I was like, wow, like, I got through this thing, and I wasn't looking around. So it kept my interest. Yeah. And it looked good. It was good. Good job. And people wanted this one. The dogs really liked it. People wanted this one. I let people vote on the community tab. I put this one up to a vote a couple weeks ago, up against something else that I ended up making because the people voted for that. And then I have this one on my list and I put it up again and I'm like, all right, I'm going to put this one up there. And a lot of people want me to make chocolate chip cookies for dogs as well. So, which would be carob, not chocolate. You're right.
Carob.
Yeah, I know. I made the mistake of coming to your house going like, whoa, you have a bowl of chocolate on your counter? And I grabbed some and ate it. And I'm like, somebody poisoned the chocolate. It's flavor-free. Yeah. It's flavor-free.
Yeah. So I was really interested to see whether or not the audience would vote for the macarons or vote for the carob chip cookies. But
it's still summertime, so like warm chocolate chip cookies and the macarons and stuff like that. I don't associate those with summer at all.
Right. And that was kind of the thing. I wanted it to be something bright and fun, and I don't know, I wanted it to be a little bit different than what I normally do, because I have so many ideas written down for dog treats. People want me to make spaghetti for dogs. It's gonna happen. I have the idea. People want me to make.
Wait to see them slurp a noodle. I can't wait.
People want me to make, all these different things, and I have all these different things written down, but I try to, like you said, I try to gauge the time of the year. Like, I'm not going to make an apple dog treat until it's apple season. But We're going into apple season. So September will be some apple treats, and then as soon as October hits, well, now you got to do the pumpkin treats, and then, so I kind of try to space these things out, and I try to use the more randomness foods when it comes to that time of the year, where it's like, okay, what do you make in January? What do you make
in between stuff? That's the in between stuff.
What do you make in March and April? There's not a whole lot of kind of like now. August is there's not a holiday. There's not a big holiday that you can theme something after. So what do you make? So that was kind of where I was. I'm like, I'm not sure what to make, where I already know I want to do an apple recipe next because it's apple season and blah, 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 blah. So yeah, I made macarons for dogs, and hi, Kira, and it turned out really, really cute. So did you hear me talking about cookies? Do you want to be on the podcast?
I think so.
Microphone's right here. There you go. Breathe into it. Okay. Did you want to say anything?
Did she lick your microphone?
She did.
I heard it.
Do you have words? No words. All right. Thanks, Kira. Everybody.
Oh my gosh, you could totally be making that up.
Nope. You heard her. She just come flying in here. See, I didn't know if she would sleep the whole time we would do this. I'm like, I'm going to get 30 minutes and she's going to be awake. Like, we got 30 minutes. She's awake.
This isn't your normal podcasting time. And then we talk for 30 minutes before we hit record.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So last week I was making an Insta pot roast when we left the podcast, and I cooked it and it came out pretty well. I was pretty impressed with it. Yeah. It's still this thing where you have to figure out cooking times, because it wasn't overcooked, but it either needed more time in there or it needed less time in there, because it came out more like I cut it into pieces. It didn't just crumble apart, which was okay, because sometimes it's hard with the tongs to try to get a big chunk of meat out there. It came out really well. The thing that's the takeaway from it is Blake says, I have a 3D printer that can print one of those tops. That was one of the options is to print one of those steam tops. You know how we talked about how they had a dragon one? Yeah. I'm like, oh my gosh, 3D print me up one. So hopefully today we go through and see what our options are. I think he said it was the dragon one. And he's going to 3D print me one of those valves so it shoots out the dragon's mouth when you vent the Instapot. Here's my concern. Is this is it going to stop the steam how safe is this? Should we not be obstructing the vent? I don't see whales putting different shaped stuff on their blowholes, or dolphins.
I mean, you probably shouldn't be, but try it, see what happens.
I think it'll be fun. Yeah, so hopefully today I can get one of those. I'll make sure that's completely cleared out of the hole when I put it on there, and I'm kind of stoked about that upgrade. I saw sticker kits for it, but I don't want a sticker kit for it.
They on Etsy you can get Instant Pot wraps that are made with magnets, so you don't actually have to sticker it, and they're made out of a vinyl that you can actually clean, so you can wrap your Instant Pot, but then you can still take that wrap off when you need to clean it or clean the wrap.
Yes, I did notice when I was cleaning this Instant Pot, which my Instant Pot smells still like what I cooked in it. Does that stuff go away, or
did you clean the seal on the top?
I took the seal out because one of the 6 sisters, I'm not sure which one it is, Sister 4, Sister 5, on YouTube said that you should pull that off and clean it and stuff. Yeah. So I cleaned it all, but it's still, when I open the cupboard, it smells like roast. So I might have to take it out and re-clean it. There's just a couple little edges, because this non-stick, it's where the pot goes into. Yeah. There's a little lip on it where the plastic meets, and you really have to stick something down in there to clean it.
Yeah, that's the one. That's one of the hardest parts to clean on the Instant Pot.
Yeah, right, exactly. So maybe I'll take it out. That's a good reminder. Maybe I'll take it out again and clean it, because I was warned about lingering smells, and I don't want that. It doesn't smell the best. I don't want that.
Also, don't leave the lid sealed on it when you store it.
No,
Flip
it's
the lid upside down.
It is upside down.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, I have never had vegetables be that thick before and cooked all the way through.
That quickly, right?
Oh my, and that quickly, yeah. But just the fact that it was like evenly cooked all the way through the potatoes, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I love this.
Yeah.
So I was pretty happy about that. So I'll report back. I don't know if I might Instapot one more time before I leave to go to see you.
Was it
And
mashed potatoes I made when you were here?
what did we make in there? We made something. Shoot, it's in the vlog. Was it mashed potatoes? We made the poutine. What would we have had the mashed potatoes with that day? We made something in there. Darn it. You guys know at home. Everybody's screaming at us. You know our lives better than us.
Because I made some delicious mashed potatoes in there.
Shoot, I don't remember. But I'm such a big fan of this Instapot. I can't wait to try cooking something again in it.
It's so fun. Stew is so easy in the Instant Pot.
That's what I kind of try to turn it into, but we added too much balsamic vinegar, and next time 99% less vinegar, Dan. But I try to do that because I put all the vegetables in there and I reduced it down, and it wasn't hot out by the time I ate it, and it felt good like a winter stew. And just a lot less vinegar, Dan. Oops.
Yeah.
that kind of took it over a little bit. So that is my Instapot update. You'll probably be getting one of these in a few more weeks. I have not blown up anything yet. Yay! Which I was curious about. Okay, so the next thing that I wanted to talk about, just really, really, really briefly, was wrestling was on, and wrestling hasn't stopped going through all this pandemic. They still have wrestling going on. They just don't have an audience.
Right.
Then it was really weird. And we talked about how going to sporting events with no audience is really weird. So then after a while, they put up, it looked like hockey, where they had the clear boards put up. And there was some people on the other side banging against the glass, but you could tell, since they were all completely fit, that they were like into industry. And they were beating on the glass, and that helped a little bit. Then they did this thing where they put pretty much big screen TVs in each one of the seats, and you could buy a ticket. And your face was there through Skype or whatever, and your face was on the screen. This was during this last pay-per-view. And, oh my gosh, the trash truck just came by again. Hold on. Hey, Blake, if Mouse is running around, will you kind of pet him a little bit? Because he's deathly afraid of this trash truck. They're coming back around again because we have one for trash, we have one for recycling, we have one for the lawn clippings. So I'm watching this pay-per-view, and I don't even care what's going on in the ring. I'm just watching these people in the audience. And it's so interesting to see. There was 150 big screens in there stacked like it was an audience. And they're just watching, and you can see them doing all the emotions and stuff like that. And like they're screaming at the television, but I can't tell if they're using the audio or not.
Right.
But then after the show was over, people started going back and zooming in at all the inappropriate things that were being shown on the screen. And you guys can use your imagination, and anything you can think of was probably being shown on there. So there was inappropriate stuff. There was past wrestlers that were murder-suicide, and their pictures were put up there. It was like really, it was really crazy the amount, the things that people do. Just the things that people do, period. There was a lot of bad stuff on there. So I guess they're gonna take measures in the future to prevent this. But I thought it was a great idea at first. Everybody's heads was out there. It was interesting. It was something very unique. And of course, everybody has to turn it into something horrible.
Well, and that's the thing. There's always got to be those people that just got to ruin it for everybody.
Right.
There's always, there's always a few bad apples in the bunch, and there's always got to be those people that just, they just got to be jerks. They got nothing better to do.
It was a neat concept, and it reminded me real quick of this story that I remember when I thought Facebook bought Oculus like 10 years ago or something like that.
I think so.
I thought so. And I thought one of the things that the Zuckerberg was talking about was we were going to be able to put on these headsets, and we were going to be able to sit like courtside at a basketball game, like in the Jack Nicholson seats, and we'd be able to look left and right, and we were going to be able to look around and see what's going on in there, which I don't know how they would render that. Or, you'd be able to go to a concert, and you'd be front row at your favorite concert with these glasses on, and you'd act like you were there. This still hasn't happened, and this is the best time to make that happen.
Yeah.
Like, where's that technology at? So I was wondering about that, because I still don't even know what these kids are seeing on this. Their monitors are out there in the audience, but what are they watching? Just a live feed from the cameras? Or are they getting a different view? So
yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. Like, what do you see? The back of somebody else's computer?
I know, right? You're right. So I don't know, but I thought it was really cool until they all messed it up for everybody. That they had that idea, and how expensive. How do you hook all that up? There's got to be HDMI cables everywhere. I mean, there was hundreds of big screens around the side there. That's a big power issue. You had to power all these things,
Yeah.
I thought that was insane. Like, how are we juggling this? How many can you have on a Zoom call? Did it come off a Zoom? How do you spread these out so you're full screen on each one of these monitors? I don't even know. I was really curious about that, but it is interesting what people are and everybody's going through to try to bring some sort of a normalcy to like any events. Imagine if they did this at a concert hall. Imagine if you went up on stage and it's like, hey, we're Metallica, and you look out there and there's nothing but big screens.
It would feel so movie-like.
A little, right?
Like it would have such an eerie feel.
You stage dive onto them. That's an expensive stage dive. The power goes out and stuff like that. Oh my gosh. So
yeah, when you sent me that picture, I was looking at that and I'm like, that is so, I don't know, weird. It was weird to me, but I mean, it's 2020. Everything's weird.
Right. One of the funny memes I did see about it though was somebody took the Guess Who game and put the Guess Who audience like back there, so it looked like a big Guess Who game, because that's pretty much what it looked like.
Perfect. Right? That is exactly what it looks like.
It looked like a big Guess Who game.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so I thought that was funny.
Did you see the picture from the baseball game where they had, I mean, you were telling me about all the cardboard people, but did you see the actual photo where one of the cardboard people was the dude from Weekend at Bernie's?
Oh my gosh, did somebody paid to have Bernie there?
Yes.
That's great.
Yeah.
No, I just saw all the silly things, like they were pieing him in the face, and the one guy autographed the ball and tossed it to the kid. It just bounces off his cardboard cutout and stuff like that. No, I did see that. So at least they're halfway having a good time with it. That is great. I did not see that Bernie was there. That is great.
that made me laugh. I'm like, okay, that's pretty funny.
Yes. So let's keep it going with the technology talk. I watched some movies this week and some stuff this week. I did not watch any more Glee, but I did watch this movie called American Pickle. Oh, you'll hear that noise. That's the cool backup noise from my trash truck. My trash truck has cool backup noises. Your stove has cool noises when it comes on and when it's done. When I was watching that Macaroon video, I was like, oh my gosh, you have like chip tunes built into your microwave. My microwave or my stove beeps, but and my new washer and dryer, well, not new, but like I just got it a few years ago. It beeps too, but my washer and dryer makes noise like an old Montreal Canadiens goal horn or something like that. It's all yours is playing rad stuff.
Yeah, mine, all my stuff sings.
It does. I think that's super cool. Anyway, so this movie, it's called An American Pickle. It's a Seth Rogen movie. I like Seth Rogen. He's fun.
Oh, so I saw a lot about this, but I haven't seen it.
Oh my gosh. So it's on HBO / Max or whatever that they have that. Right. So it's on the HBO app. And Blake has like a 14-day free trial or something because he was watching a different show on there. And so I was like, oh, cool, we're going to watch this. This is going to be funny. Real quick, it's about a guy that's from like 100 years ago, and he works at the pickle factory or whatever, and he falls into the vat of stuff. What, Blake? Blake's shaking his head no. Oh, yeah. Blake's already given his review on it. So Seth Rogen falls into this pickle box, and then and then 100 years, and then the lid goes on it, and then 100 years later somebody takes the lid off or something to that degree, and then he's in the future.
Oh, jeez.
Which is fine. Right, we're in the future, so obviously you have to suspend belief. So no problem with that part. I don't care how he got to the future. I don't care how Futurama guy gets to the future. Like, it's fine. We're in the future now. But holy cow, was this movie boring. It was not funny at all, which maybe it wasn't meant to be funny, but when you've built yourself all your life as a funny character, all of a sudden when it's not funny, you're like, what's going on here? I was waiting for like James Franco to show up and stuff like that, and it just wasn't funny. What'd you think about it, Blake?
I mean, it wasn't like horrible, but like it wasn't funny. I thought like he's like funny. He's supposed to be funny.
3, 2, 1, funny. Do funny stuff.
Like he didn't do anything. Like, it wasn't like ha 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 ha. I don't think I really.
Is that how you laugh?
When a movie's not funny, that's how you laugh.
Right, very clinical there. So I just want everybody to know, if you're gonna watch it, you need to go into this movie not expecting not expecting laughs. You're gonna expect Seth Rogen to do an accent the whole time. I can't. I'm not even allowed to do the accents anymore. So he does an accent the whole time, and it was honestly, it was just dull. I don't want to talk crap about it because it wasn't like horrible. It was just dull because my expectations were we were going to see a funny thing. A guy falls into a pickle bat. 100 years later, he's defrosted or unbatted or pickled. Hilarity should ensue, right?
Yeah.
So
I don't know. Yeah, I feel like if you're going to have that type of a storyline, you should laugh. It should be funny.
It was formulaic, and like I said, it got me to the end, but I was disappointed because I thought it was going to be something else. So if you guys go into it, or if you watch it, Jess, you might as well watch something else, Jess. You're not going to leave there happy or like, this is my favorite, or this is on my top 10, or I can't recommend it to anybody. You won't. So just, you might as well just skip that. But if you guys do want to watch it, it's on the HBO. It's on the HBO app. There's other things that I watched too. I watched last night this documentary called Class Action Park. And they finally did a full-on documentary of Action Park. You guys might know it from the Johnny Knoxville movie, where they made that Action Park movie. Some of you might have lived it if you're old enough and you're from Jersey, that you might have lived Action Park. It was a theme park that was made in New Jersey that had the most unsafe, the most dangerous rides. The person that owned this property had no engineers helping build this ride. They had a water slide that had a loop-de-loop in it. And people were getting so hurt that there was a trapdoor on the top. I don't know why people would get hurt on a water slide with a loop-de-loop in it. This whole park is nothing but, that's why they call it Class Action Park. And so they finally made a full-on documentary. There was a little mini documentary on YouTube about it a long time ago, but they finally made a full-out, blown-out documentary, a 90-minute documentary on Class Action Park, which just came out yesterday. And it was great. They were like, why are people getting scraped on this on the loop-de-loop? Like, why are they getting scraped? Oh, that's because they opened up the trap door, and so many people had lost teeth that were embedded into the plastic that they were slicing themselves on it when they were coming down the ride. They were slicing themselves on people's teeth. It was just so bad. It was ridiculous. And it was like run by kids, and it's really popular, and it was huge, and it was it was way better than American Pickle, but it was the most fascinating 90 minutes ever on this thing. I can't even describe. People were doing the Tarzan ride, where it was pretty much just a rope swing, right? And they were landing in like this fresh spring water that was freezing, so they were like seizing up and falling to the bottom, and people had to go rescue them out like daily. It was ridiculous. There was no planning in this. It was cool. I really, really enjoyed it. It was fascinating. I can't believe it was like maybe 3 or 4 years ago I heard about Action Park, and I didn't hear about it growing up at all or anybody talk about it, but it was a legitimate huge water park that. And
which platform is that one on?
This one I think is also on HBO.
Okay, yes, I believe it's that.
Yeah, see, you can get a free trial or whatever. Use code Gone to Those. No, I'm just kidding. No, that's not true. You can get your free trial and watch it and stuff like that. But it was crazy. Like, there was this boat ride where you had these like little mini boats that you got on, and it had a pretty good sized engine on the back of it. You'd go zip around you'd take like a circuit. It was a big lap.
Right.
Those things would flip over all the time. There's straight up 4, 5, 6 foot snakes in there all the time. Just people were giving testimonials like, yeah, I'd be driving, I'd just look over and there's snakes swimming in the water, and the water's full of gas and oil from leaking from the boats and stuff like that, and you'd have to go get rescued out of there and try not to get bit by snakes.
That's insane.
It was insane. Just the stuff that was insane. People died. People were getting hurt hundreds of times a day. So much so that the city could not allocate any more ambulance services to Action Park. They had to buy their own ambulance services because people were getting hurt that much. The state of New Jersey was so done dealing with them that they just sold them the land. They're like, you know what, forget about it. We're done with the lawsuits. We're done with the stuff. Here, now you own the land. Do whatever you want. And it was it was fascinating on so many levels. I really, really recommend you watching Action Park because you will be in disbelief. You will yell at the screen, WTF. Like, are you serious? How did the law not come shut this down?
Yeah, that sounds like something that I would actually be interested in.
A loop-de-loop on you just climb up to the top, and it was straight down, and it was one loop, and you were out of a water park. Apparently, you pulled 9 Gs on there, and the only other way that you could pull 9 Gs in America is in a flight sim.
Really?
Yes.
That's
yes.
insane.
Yes, people were getting so jacked up on that ride. The owner was waving $100 bills at the end of the ride for employees to test it out. Like, oh, if you make it through here, you get one of these. So you had to be like the perfect height, the perfect weight. You couldn't be too tall. You couldn't be too short. And so Action Park, I really, 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 really recommend this documentary. It was insanely interesting.
That might be something that I actually do have to check out.
Yes, please. I will give you my login. I don't know. You're just like, what?
Not this week though.
True.
Not this week.
No, we better hurry before those 14 days are up. But not.
Right.
But yeah, you just have to. Okay, one last thing since we're on movies, I hope is entertaining. Is today is Happy Bill and Ted's either gonna make or break me Excellent Adventure Day? Where the new Bill and Ted movie comes out today.
Yes, it does.
So here's the thing. Rotten Tomatoes gave it an 81%. That's pretty good for Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah, I'm looking on here without trying to spoil anything from me and you. Don't you guys?
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
Rotten Tomatoes gave it an 81%, and I need to watch this thing. I really do. I need to watch this thing. I need to see what happens. I need to see if one of my favorite movies as a child still holds. I loved Bill and Ted. I loved them.
I am really interested in watching it. I have, and I won't spoil it for you, but I have read very mixed comments and reviews from people who have watched it, who have been very. It seems like it's split 50-50. I mean, I guess apparently according to Rotten Tomatoes, it's a little bit more than that. But it seems to be split 50-50. There seems to be people that are like, oh my gosh, it was great. And then there seems to be people that are like, oh, they forgot how to be Bill and Ted. And other people are like, well, yeah, but they're older, so you can't expect them to be exactly the same.
Yeah.
This isn't a remake of a movie. So it's good. I think it's going to be interesting.
But here's the thing. Like, I'm on Fandango now, and I'm looking at the billboard poster, like the poster for the movie. And Alex Winters looks like he should look. Keanu Reeves does not give me the aura of Ted at all. Right. And I just don't know. I just don't know. Keanu Reeves is standing there and he looks so uncomfortable. So I'm a little scared of that. I am a little scared of that.
You're going to have to watch it to find out.
Gosh, yeah, so I will. But here's the thing. It's $20 to watch this thing.
Is it really?
It's $20 to watch this thing, or I can purchase it for $25, which leads me to the question, Jess. Why is $25 the price for me to buy a DVD right now? When other DVDs come out at, like, the store and stuff like that, at, like, the Target and stuff like that, I'm not paying $25 for a new release off the shelf, right?
You're not even getting the DVD. You're just getting a digital copy. I'm getting
a digital copy that lasts forever on a platform that I don't care about. It's on
a platform that might not last forever. And then what happens to your digital copy?
Oh, actually, I do see it here on Google. I do see it here on Google Play. I'm sorry, whatever logo that was, I didn't watch it. I didn't know that was Google Play. So it got a 7.6 out of 10 on IMDb and an 80% on Rotten Tomatoes. But yeah, so I don't want it. I can buy it for $24.95, or I can rent it for $20. But like, if it were to come out on the shelves on the theater, or at the store, like, aren't DVDs? I haven't bought a DVD in ages. Aren't they like $20, $15.99? I don't know how much a DVD is, but that seems like a quarter of $100 bill. It seems like a lot of money. I
don't think that they were as much as. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't bought a DVD in a long time either.
Me neither. Yeah. I don't need to own anything, and I never owned a Blu-ray. That's one of the things that, like, Blu-ray looked so pretty, but I skipped that technology. I never got into Blu-ray. It was like too little, too late.
I had a Blu-ray player, and I have some Blu-rays.
Yeah.
But because they play on my Xbox.
Oh, that's right. Oh, wait. No, I do have an Xbox One then, so I do technically have a Blu-ray player. I just don't own any Blu-ray. But to be fair, I don't think there's any movies that I really, really love that would even make my list over the last maybe 10 years. Maybe a couple, but like, so I don't really want to own the media. But I just thought it was a hard sell that I'm about to pay, and it's crazy. It's $19.99 for standard def. It's $19.99 for high def, or it's $19.99 for 4K. Ultra high def. So it's like, why? What does standard def mean? Like, what do you mean standard def? Are you living in the sticks where you have dial up? Like, what?
I think that's how Greg watches most of his stuff because he has slower internet.
Oh, sorry, Greg.
Well, because he has satellite internet and lives in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, yeah, satellite internet has got the worst download speeds.
Yeah, so he might have to watch it in standard. So I guess there's people that still have to do that.
So I'm taking one for the team. I'm going to get it. Actually, I might, depending on what's going on tonight, I might try to watch it tonight.
Yeah,
I might try to watch it tonight, so I'm going to have
definitely don't have time tonight.
No, and I'll report back. It's one of those things where it's like, it doesn't matter how great I think this movie is, it's not going to blow us away.
No, it's not.
No, we're going to get through it. It's going to be mediocre. I don't think I'm going to hate it as much as I really dislike Jay and Silent Bob's reboot. I'm such a big Kevin Smith fan, and that movie killed it for me. Don't watch that movie. If you like Kevin Smith, everybody, just stop. Just stop. Because you're going to be disappointed. You're going to be disappointed when you see Jason Lee, when you see Ben Affleck, when you see the Bourne Identity guy. You're just going to be like just disappointed. So don't watch that one either. So I'm going to report back next week on Bill and Ted Face the Music because I know all of you at home can't wait to watch a movie franchise that probably more than half of you listening wasn't even born.
It does make me wonder how many people that listen have seen it. You know, like how many of our audience members have actually seen this movie?
It's only going to be if your parents or somebody else that champions it shows it to you. Otherwise, in the last 20-something years, I think it was like 89 and 91 that maybe the first two came out. And the second one was kind of a stinker. Like the second one wasn't even as good as the first one. The first one had it was a great idea. It was a great idea. George Carlin was in it. It was a good idea. The second one was a stretch, and then there was a lot of gap where nobody talked about it. It's quotable a little bit, but nobody talked about it. So I'm sure growing up, like I don't even know if Blake's seen it. I don't even know if Blake's seen Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, and I like that movie. So it's just something that just doesn't come up on radar. So our audience might be fast forwarding through this because they just don't care about Bill and Ted.
Yeah, maybe. Or they're interested because everybody's talking about it, so now they're going to go back and watch the other one.
Great concept. So we'll see. I'll report back. And I'll let you know what's going on with Bill and Ted. Let's see. Was that the only thing? American Pickle, Action Park, Bill and Ted. I watched the second episode of Dodgeball last night. That was kind of hard to get through. Gosh, David Dobrik's just the worst actor. He's just the worst actor ever.
Yeah, whoever thought that was going to be a good idea was who was behind that person going yes, 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 yes. And not everybody. Everybody doesn't need a yes man. You need the person behind you that's going to go, this is stupid.
Right. I still had fun. I had a little bit of fun watching it, but it was the same course as the first week, so it was really redundant. And whoever's writing the jokes suck.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and I'm like, well, this is kind of like a little inappropriate. And you know what made me sad, and this is gonna go like really, really, really deep, is so if you guys watch David Dobrik's video, you'll know what I'm talking about. So Jonah is there testing out the equipment, like each week. Like last week, he was testing out the lube gun. So like you have how you put the thing in the water and you suck it back and then you squirt it out. They had one of those full of like lubrication so you could throw on your opponent's the beams so they'll slip and fall. And he was doing that and it was funny and they were showing him how to do it. This week they had a dodgeball that was like full of like red powder, so when it hits his face in slow motion, red goes everywhere and stuff like that. So they were doing that to Jonah and stuff, and then like the other co-host looks to David and he goes, wow, that's your friend? And David goes, unfortunately. And I'm like, oh, dude, I did not like that he said that. I did not like it. We all know that they're close. We all know that they're buddies. And I guess you're doing the shtick for television. But really, you had to downplay it like you didn't like this dude. Come on. Be nice. Come on. I did not like that. That made me sad that he went that route with Jonah, or the writers went that route of like, yep, unfortunately. What do you mean, unfortunately? Come on. Jonah's a great guy.
And the thing is, it's like, whoa, as I'm hitting my arm, that's going to make noise. Yeah, and the thing is, like, his friends that are in his videos, they do a lot for him. You know, he wouldn't. His videos would not be what they are without the Vlog Squad. They just wouldn't. You know, they wouldn't be as fun because there wouldn't be enough as many people there. So you know, he should be championing his friends, which I guess they're probably all used to him making jokes at their expense.
Right.
But
and I get that. I get the self-deprecation. I get that stuff. But I would have loved to have been like, oh, he's the greatest, or like look at him go, or just something, because we already get it that he's like the butt of like a lot of the jokes and stuff like that.
Right.
And we watched him be the butt of the joke in this show. But you also didn't have to just go ahead and slam him into the ground with that, like, unfortunately. Right. There was a lot more ways to be wittier about what you said than that.
Yeah, exactly.
I would have been like, isn't he the greatest?
Champion your friends. Yeah,
like,
champion him.
You know, so that part made me sad. And after that, I was just kind of like, just that one little thing just made me kind of checked out. Because I know David doesn't mean it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. But the other thing is like we watch his vlogs, so we see a little bit more than maybe somebody who's new to the dodgeball show. So I'm not watching it again.
But
I don't care.
Jonah does have a haircut. I will say, sorry, Jonah. He does have a haircut like Mo from the Three Stooges right now. It is awful, dude. You gotta fix that. You gotta fix that.
Maybe it's part of the bit.
Mm-hmm. I think that is all. That's everything that I wrote down for this week's podcast. I do have two little things here. One says allergies on the roof of my mouth because I can't stop itching today. The roof of my mouth itches so bad, so bad. You ever get roof of your mouth itch from allergies and stuff like that?
No.
Oh man, it just itches so bad. Some people's eyes water. Some people sneeze a lot. The roof of my mouth just itches.
That's so
somebody
weird.
told me that one day. That's good luck. It's like having your palm itch. I'm like, what? No.
Alrighty then.
Right, yeah, no. So I'm sitting here like, I think I've like scratched a hole to the roof of my mouth. My tongue's gonna come out my nose pretty soon.
Oh my gosh.
I know, right? So that's what I'm fighting with this morning while I edit this podcast later. So, wow, we're at just about an hour.
Yay, we did it!
We did it. All things are checked. All things are go. And now you can... What are you going to do after this? Like, what's your day look like today in panic mode of trying to get everything done?
I got to finish sharing the new video that I forgot was going live while we were podcasting.
Oh my gosh!
I got to finish uploading the vlog for the day. And then I get to go see PJ.
Oh, that's right. That'll be fun.
Yeah, so I get to go see PJ. Ignition 1991... And I think he's got another channel too, but I think he mostly comments from, was it PJ Vlogs or PJ Fam Vlogs?
Yes.
Yeah. So if you guys don't know who he is, you should check him out. Super nice guy. I've met him multiple times. So his family was up here. He's up here with his whole family. And they're staying at a cabin up here. So he gets to go. He finally got to come up during the week so he could go to the deli. So I'm meeting them for lunch at the deli.
How awesome. Yes. Get that Reuben. It's really good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yes.
So your Macaron video is about to go up?
It went up 36 minutes ago.
Oh my gosh, while we're just sitting there talking about it. Okay, let's get out of here. That way you can get this done, you can get camping, you can get to the fun, and then we can get to the next episode of the podcast.
And then you'll be here.
And then I'll be here. Oh my gosh.
Oh my
I'm so
gosh.
excited. I am so excited, and I just can't hide it. All right, that'll do it for this week's episode of the CC Mouse Podcast. Listen to us every Wednesday on your favorite music app. Interact with us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube at CC Mouse Podcast. Rep our merch at ccmousepodcast.shop, and we'll see you next week. Same mouse time, same mouse podcast. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Yay.
Yay, we did a thing.
Yes.
Now, don't forget to send you the file.
Oh, yes, that's one thing that you do every week. I yes, when we did this last time, you left and you went on a Jeep ride, and I didn't want to message you, like, don't forget to send me the file. I waited, and I'm like, okay, now send the message. Because I bet you were in the car, you were going like, oh, shoot.
Yep, pretty much.
So, yeah, no worries. At least this doesn't go up for a lot more days, so you have time to forget.
Yeah, but if I forget, I'll be gone.
Don't get distracted. All right, see ya, everybody.
Bye.